Yeah, dietary restrictions.
We'll work with Coach and Patrick.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be very busy right now. Was last time we did, like, can you help with mixing, or should I still have the process?
Yeah, let's chat about it after this is done. We can talk on Discord. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so if we could kind of wind down the soldering, you'll have a chance to kind of pick this up again once we are in the programming half. But let's wind down the soldering for now. Wipe your solder down on the sponge, which has the effect of both cleaning it and cooling it a little. And if one person could kind of babysit that for the first 5 minutes or so until it cools down, that would be really great. Definitely unplug it so the LED lights aren't on anymore. And then you can put it on its stand. But have one person who's kind of in charge of watching it, make sure it doesn't fly away or hit somebody or anything like that. Okay, so I know we were all super successful, right, getting our chips completely removed. In one of my ROM hacking classes, there was an assignment just to get these boards clean. So each table can have one clean board to kind of look at. This is what was like due. So this is some UC Davis student project work here that you can check out. So if you get sorry. All right. So if you successfully are able to kind of clip the chips off the board, and the reason this is called clipping is because folks who really want to get the board clean but don't want to desolder, just snip the chip off with some pliers. And then you can pull the pins out as you use the soldering iron, and it speeds it up quite a bit, but you don't get the final chips off. So these are, I'll pass these around. These are Duck Hunt. But I also have Super Mario Brother here. So we have some clean, original Super Mario chips. So what do we do with them? How do we get the data off of these? So I have with me a universal programmer. And you can buy these on eBay. There's lots of different versions of this type of device. It's basically the equivalent of like a USB slot, but for all kinds of chips. And the kind of socket here is big enough to hold super big chips and small enough to hold, it can take all different sizes as long as they don't kind of go over. This is the one I have. It's kind of old at this point, but this is what I would recommend getting if you're super into this and you feel like you're going to be desoldering lots of different types of devices and checking out what kind of firmware is on your refrigerator or something. You want one of these so that you can get the data off the chips. But it's not so easy. There's a corresponding program that you use. But for this program to work, we need to know exactly the format of the chip that we're trying to rip. So where would we go if we needed to know, for example, exactly how much memory is on Super Mario Brothers CHR ROM data, where do you think you would go to find that kind of information? You could go to Google, but this is another case where the CART database is really, really useful. So if we go back to the CART database and type in Super Mario Bros, we can find any of these will work. I'm going to pick the US one because that's the one we actually ripped. And you can see here that it has, these are the two pieces of ROM on there. It's got a HVC SM0 PRG is 32 kilobytes. And HVC SM0 CHR is 8 kilobytes. And the reason that I'm emphasizing the kilobyte part of this is that EPROMs and other kinds of ROMs that you would read with this are always designated in kilobits, not kilobytes. So what would we need to do if we were really going to try and find out how to rip with this? What would we need to do to these numbers to figure out what type of chip we would need? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, exactly. So if we take 32 times 8, we get 256, and then we would also want 8 times 8. Exactly. Thank you. Professor typing 8 times 8 into Google. Good. But after we have that, we can use this program, and what we need to do is we need to change our device. So specifically, well, where did I put the... I was looking around for the Mario chips that I just... Oh, here they are. So let's do the PRG, the programming ROM first. And so that was 256. And so what we need to do is we need to find the correct type of device. Now, these are unique. These are made by Nintendo, either in Japan or in their factory in China at the time. So we're not going to be able to find, like, you know, the AMD chip or like the, let's see, I think Texas Instruments. We're not going to be able to find like the specific Texas Instruments chip. This is just a generic, and we're going to use EPROM, Erasable Programmable ROM. So this is a generic EPROM, and usually these start with 27 or 27C before they give the number of kilobits on the chip. So something like 27256 should be a generic chip that has 256 kilobits, which is the same as the 32 kilobytes that we saw on the database. So let's select that one. And it tells us over here exactly how to set this up. All ROMs and EPROMs have a little divot. You might see them if you look at any of them. They'll have like a dimple or some kind of divot on one side showing you what side is up, because power comes into one leg and ground comes out another. These have an orientation, essentially. And just to be clear, like what is inside these things is essentially something like that looks like this. We can't see it because Nintendo's covered it with plastic or a glob of goop, but it's a little chip where each of these spindly gold threads connects to one of these pins. And this chip is essentially a series of capacitors or switches that are on an on or off orientation, giving the specific data that's saved. And it's going to be one solid state piece of data saved to these particular chips that we're trying to rip. So let's go ahead and sit this one in here, exactly how it's on the picture. And there's a little lock to kind of lock it into place. And then we're going to press the read button, and it's going to read that amount of data. And let's go ahead and save it. And we'll just save this as, I'm just going to put it on the desktop as a SMB PRG. And it's saving as a bin file, a binary file. Okay, so we've saved that. Now what do we do? Because we want to get the CHR also, the character data. and I have it.
It's a lot smaller, right?
It's smaller, yeah. So remember, it was only 8 kilobytes of data. So what do I need to do before I rip this? Go up to the device. We want EEPROM generic, but then what number do I need in here? Just 64?
320.
So, does anybody see 2764?
It's down below.
Further down?
Yeah, right there.
So something like this, one of these. Let's try this first one. It says 21V VPP. Anybody know what that means?
Probably box.
So some kind of voltage designator. Let's try it. Peak to peak voltage. So let's read that. We'll see. We'll see. We'll save this one as desktop SMB CHR. Okay. And so now on my desktop, we've got, where are they? Here they are. We've got SMB PRG bin and SMB CHR bin. And if we wanted to, we could open up our hex editor and look at one of these binary files. So here's essentially what we just ripped. And it's good. Like, it looks like something. But we don't really know like what any of this means. And likewise, if we put the CHR in here, maybe we could see some graphics if we started to look kind of closely for patterns in here. But the only thing that we know for sure is this one should be much shorter than the other. And we're seeing these in hexadecimal format, which is something we're going to see a lot in the second half of this workshop. So now that we have the programming ROM and the character ROM, you should be able to just combine these into one file and put a header on it that tells the computer this is a Nintendo cartridge. Luckily, somebody on the NES Dev boards made the FamiROM, which is like a little program explicitly for doing this. So if we if we go to the editor here, we can add the Mario PRG bin. Oh, wait, we need a SMB PRG. That's what we just made. And we also need to add SMB CHR. And what this is going to do is it's going to combine these two things and add the right header that is going to tell the emulator how much data is in there, what mapper it is, what type of scrolling it is, and where would we go to find that kind of information about what mapper it is, what mirroring it is, if it has a battery, all those things. Go back to the database. So let's look. So the first thing it's looking for is the INES mapper is 0. Its mirroring should be vertical. And some of you might be wondering, well, what if we didn't do that? And yeah, we should probably try that. Let's try and get a Mario going first. So format 1, 0, vertical, no battery. This all looks fine. So we'll save this as on our desktop SMB. And now let's open up our emulator and try and drag this new game we just made in here. And something we've done is not correct, which will happen a lot in the case of making these games. So let's look again. Maybe we didn't. Did we do these in the right order? It might be when I ripped it was wrong. Let's try the ones I did last night. So this is Mario PRG. Oops. We want to remove this one. Let's do Mario CHR. And remove this one. And it should be 1, 0 vertical. Let's try it one more time. SMB2. Which should make a kind of SMB2 file. Let's open this one up in FCEUX. And this one works. So it might be when we did the 21V VPP one. I think what we should have done is gone down to the 27C64, so we didn't have that kind of constraint. So it might be that our CHR data was kind of borked on that one. But now we have a kind of
Mario as we know it, and we could, we could play it, and this is the Mario. So if we just for our own curiosity, if we for example added, instead of the CHR, if we accidentally added the PRG a second time, what do you think is going to happen here? Let's save this as SMB PRG again.
It's probably going to crash the emulator because you have more RAM than is anticipated.
Yeah, I wonder if it would cap it because of the mapper, since it's a bigger amount. Or if it will not play. Let's give it a go. So this is also a Mario. So what is going on here? What's the problem?
Recognizing the PRG file as the character file, so it's like the wrong sprite.
Yep. Yeah, so the graphics data here are literally the program again. And it's just interpreting that program as, as graphics in the game. But this is a completely playable version of Mario. It just looks a little different, right? So if we took, I have a lot of rips of different games here. If we took Duck Hunt's graphics and put them in Mario, or Mario's graphics and put them on Duck Hunt, similar kind of things would start to happen. So I don't have it ripped, but while y'all are hacking, I might rip a few more of these things. So this gets us to, now that we have like a playable version of Mario that we've gotten off of disk, and also I should mention that if you don't want to destroy cartridges, you can purchase like a small device, USB device like this, where you can just slot the cartridge in and it will rip the chips directly for NES, Famicom, and Super Nintendo. They make these for all cartridges, so you don't necessarily have to completely destroy a game, but it's educational to destroy a few games. Okay, so now that we have a playable Mario, and the one that you've downloaded, if you downloaded the zip files off of nesdev.pdf, is these exact files that I put together yesterday just for a test. What we now want to do is actually start to hack it, and part of what we're going to do to hack it is to look at the processor of the Nintendo Entertainment System to see what's going on with those cartridges. Because any cartridge we've ripped, this is ROM. And what does ROM stand for? ROM, R-O-M. Read-only memory. So a cartridge, the things that are stored on the mask ROMs of any of these cartridges is just a set of instructions that the processor is going to look at to know how to display graphics or calculate gravity or add up points or any of that. So to start to figure out what parts of the instructions do what, we really need to look at the RAM. And the RAM on the Nintendo is based on the 6502, which is a classic processor. You see it in all kinds of computers and Tamagotchis. It is also the processor from the Atari VCS, from the Famicom, from the Nintendo Entertainment System, from the Apple II, and even Wozniak and Jobs, you could see they've literally got the 6502 as a poster in their office when they're working on the Apple II. And Wozniak and Jobs also worked at Atari before they started Apple, right? So that breakout cartridge we passed around here, this is a Steve Wozniak game with Steve Jobs doing design on it for Atari. I mean, they made Breakout, right? Which is totally wild. If you're super interested in the architecture of the 6502, and if you were developing an emulator, you would need to emulate this in software, I would check out the Visual 6502. It's a great website that shows you every single capacitor turning on and off. You can play, write breakpoints, do everything you want to do to see how this device works. And luckily in FCEUX, whoops, we're not there yet, there's a way to look at the RAM. So I think the version of FCEUX that I sent y'all is the newest one. Let me also open it up. Oh, here it is. Wait, is that it? Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, here. So I downloaded the same zip file that y'all have so that we can be on the same page when we're doing this. Just need to open. Oops. All right. So this is what your your little workspace should look like. Just the FCUX hex editor and Tile Layer Pro. Whether you're on Mac or Windows, both will work. And I have the Super Mario Brothers NES that I made from scratch. Whoops. If this shortcut doesn't work, just go into the bin and launch this file called QFCEUX. The Mac one will just have an app. So here's our emulator. And here we can drop our Mario onto it. And what I want to do now is actually not just start to play Super Mario Brothers, but look at how this game is actually working now that we have it running. So let's kind of get up here and pause. And luckily, FCEUX has a lot of very useful tools. So we have a hex editor, where you can open up the CPU, PPU, OAM, and ROM. And just to look at the CPU, this is the 6502 right here running. And we can see as we play the game, we can see certain things happening. What do you see in here that is instantly recognizable as something that's part of the game? Yeah, so there's kind of coin flashing happening. What else? Yeah, the little music down here, which is pretty cool. So, and one thing that's great about working in the emulator is that you can actually freeze some of these addresses. I mean, and the game is still running.
You could freeze that to figure out what each track is doing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What else do you see on here when I'm jumping? This 70 here looks like it's the height of Mario, right? So I'm B0 when I'm on the ground. And so I could freeze the height. Gotta be careful. I can jump when I toggle back on the freeze, but if we need to get through the level quickly... Good question. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. We could kind of run across the level, but I just wanted to show... there are a lot of people who just do... This is kind of like circuit bending or RAM hacking. And there are a lot of people who do very interesting things just with RAM. So you can almost think of this as like a RAM hacking part of the workshop. This is Chris Novella's excellent Buchla-inspired Elucia console, which essentially is playing the RAM of Super Mario Brothers. He saves some kind of sample length of RAM, and then he can play it back to any points in the RAM by playing back full 6502 data sets. But also you see that he's got the banana plugs up there and kind of classic Buchla knobs. So he can also use this as a bit of a patch bay to send some RAM addresses to other RAM addresses. And so he does live performances with these types of tools. And Chris comes from Providence, Rhode Island, where at Brown they have a lot of people doing work between music and video games in this kind of experimental way.
Some creepypasta shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And he would appreciate that. He's also an artist responsible for a lot of very weird and creepypasta types of things. Like, did any of you see Bite Labs, the Eat Celebrity Meat stuff? Like, you could order Kanye West sausage and things. That was another Chris Novello project. But what we want to do, though, isn't necessarily like, if I, unfreeze everything, unfreeze all, and reset the game, it's just Mario, right? Like, every time I power down the console and power it back on, none of the RAM in the CPU is going to save. What we want to do, though, is actually make a change in Mario's behavior that will save. We need to change the ROM, right? We need to change the read-only memory, not the random access memory that Chris Novello is messing with. And I love the idea of stopping the timer. So let's try and do that. So we see the timer on the screen. And aside from the debugger here, and I'll just pause it for a second, we have some other tools. We have, of course, we could look at the PPU. We could look at the sprites on the screen. We could look at the name tables. All this stuff is kind of accessible for us to look through. But the thing that I think is most interesting for us is a RAM search tool. Because what we need to do, if we're going to stop the timer, is we need to find out where the timer is being stored in RAM, and then we need to find out what line of code is writing to that time. So where do you think, what would we search for if we know that the timer is at 316? What do you think would be a good thing to search for in the RAM?
Hexadecimal 316.
We could search for the hexadecimal 316. I suspect it's multiple hexadecimals for each digit. So we might be better off just searching for one of these, like the ones column first. So because 6 is pretty easy to search for. We can do a comparison operator. We need something equal to a specific value of 6. So we'll search for that. And there are 4 things in the game that are equal to 6. How do you think we would find out which one of these is the timer?
You just run the game again, whichever one changes.
Okay, so now it's 313, and these 3 are still 6, but this last one. So we think that this address 07FA is the second digit of the timer. So if we go back to our RAM here, and we look for 07FA, and even if we don't know what that means, we kind of know that counting down, it looks like it counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, then it shifts over 1. So if we need to find 7FA, we just need to scroll down to the 7s column here. Here's 7. We need to go to 7F. That's this row right here. And you can even see at the top here, it says 07FO. 07F1, 07F2, etc. So if we come over here, we see that there's a 313 sitting here in the RAM. And if we, and we saw that 311, so it's this one right here. And if we froze this, and then unfroze Mario, we've got a frozen timer. But that's not good enough, right? Because if we reset the console, it won't matter. We need to find what line of code in the ROM, in the actual Super Mario Brothers cartridge that we've desoldered, is controlling this point. And so what FCEUX allows us to do is if we right-click this, we can add a write breakpoint. So whenever this is written to, the game will stop, and it will tell us what line of code in the ROM is the instruction changing that point in the RAM. So again, to say it a different way, we could add a little stopping point where if this number ever changes, tell me what changed it. Tell me what line of code changed it. And so let's add that. We're going to add the write breakpoint. And then we're going to unpause the game. And the game stops. Because what's happening here? It's still 1, but what did the game try and do? It tried to change it to the 0, right? So if we go to our, I think this is in our debugger, we can see that the line of code, emulator stopped, paused at breakpoint 0. Our breakpoint 0 is 07FA, which we set right here. And right here it says that, if I scroll over this, it's CPU address 8F7S, or 75, which is kind of confusing because that's the computer's CPU. That's like Windows. But down here it says it's offset F85 in file smb.nes. So if we go to F85 in SMB, and luckily FCUX has a ROM editor, so if we need to go down to F85, so we'll just scroll down. We're in A, B, C, D, E. Here's F80, F8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at F85, it says 99 D707. Now we know this D707 is an address, and it's sending the accumulator Y to that address, and it's doing an STA function, which is represented by 99, and that probably means like store this value, like essentially write this value into this address. What if we just deleted the STA part of it? So if I put in FF, which is nothing, FF is basically 0, and then I'll save this ROM as, and we'll just call it like SMB no time. And I close this, I delete this breakpoint. So the game should run like normal. Nothing is frozen. We should be able to then find on our desktop this new game I just wrote. Where is it? Did I speak too soon? Give me a second. Wait, where did I store it to? Maybe documents or? It was on desktop? Oh, you saw it there? 1 second. Sorry. Where's my no time that I just saved? Yeah, I did this earlier as a bit of a test. Yeah, thanks very much. No time, right? Wait! Yeah, let's try that. So in, yeah, Oh, I see. It's in my FCEUX. Let's save this to desktop. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. So this is our Super Mario Brothers No Time, where nothing will write to the time. And this is a game that I could post on like romhacking.net, right? Like we've now done a substantial change to the code of the game, and now it runs completely different. And you could imagine changing it so, coins give you a 1-up, or coins kill you, or enemies move faster, or you can kind of imagine lots of different things you would change. And so for the rest of the workshop, what I'd like you to do is to make one change to Super Mario Brothers per table. And to help you do that, what I wanted to show you is there are a lot of tools in the ROM hacking community, and the one that I think is really worth checking out is the datacrystal.romhacking.net webpage. This is a wiki of ROM hacking data, and if you search for Super Mario Brothers in here, we want the original. This should get us back to the original. What you can find here is that a lot of people have spent time doing the exact same thing that I just did to build what they call a RAM map, which tells you what addresses are doing what in the RAM, if you want to like look for something specific. But also maybe to expedite our process, a ROM map, where they tell you exactly in the ROM where certain colors are stored, where certain levels are stored, where certain words are stored, if you want to change the words in the game, if you want to change the movement of Mario. So for example, the max running velocity right is at 3453 in the ROM. So if I wanted my Mario to move faster, we could go to our hex editor, view the ROM, go down to 5453. So this one might deserve a little bit of a scroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 3. Scroll back up. 3, 4, 5, 3. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 3. So here we might increase this. Let's change it to 88. And save the ROM. Might need to kind of. We could change some of the sprites. It's easier to do that with the Tile Layer Pro that I included, but our Mario No Time now should run pretty quick. Let's see if we got it. Oh yeah. Oh, it's very strange. It's like it's very weird feeling. Oh, whoa! There's some kind of So you might kind of tweak this, but what I would do is I would make at least one color change maybe to the palette, and one change to the text, and then maybe one kind of mechanics change. And if you want, I've also included all of this ROM map in the PDF. So let's switch over a little bit to computers. If you want to share with your neighbors per table, it would be cool if every table makes one change. And what I'll do is let's stop at 8:30, so you have 30 minutes to kind of tweak, because we can. I mean, we won't do this because it takes too long, but we could split the ROM in half, burn it onto new chips that I'll pass around. Make sure those kind of go around. Burn it to new chips. Put them into a cartridge. Play it on the regular Nintendo so you can play the changes you made. But most likely what we'll do instead of all that is I have an EverDrive, and we'll just load up our ROM so we can play them on the Nintendo 830. So every table make at least one ROM hack. And when you're done with your ROM hack, email it to me at so you got 30 minutes to make a change. So this is the, if we go, this is the RAM map. So if we go back and everyone ever hit Super Mario Bros., we can look at the ROM map. Because you think of the ROM as like the computer code and the RAM is like the result of it. So if we go down to, I think if you search for velocity, you can see what, here's where the player physics are actually set by the ROM itself, and you would have to view ROM here. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Oh, it's in the first these two. Yeah, so if you need the .NES file for Mario, it's in the first links. Just download it. You don't have to like download it pirate and copy it. Yeah. Oh, if you go to let's see, emulation, and then, or sorry, and then here says keyboard, and then here you set your keyboard keys. So on keyboard, I like using like Z as A, or Z as B, X as A, start, and then forward. So you got to kind of set up what your controls are before testing. Yeah. So what are y'all doing? You decide on some things to start this week? Here you go. Forever. Invincible Mario. Sounds like a lot more work than 30 minutes.
You can mess with the characters, like I think there's
Maybe start by making one of these changes that are kind of like clearly outlined here, and then as a stretch goal, see if you can reverse engineer.
Yeah, I was thinking of trying to like
Start state. I think there's definitely a start state score. This might do more of the.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so that timer you could probably change.
It looks like it's negative, but it's not.
I would definitely make a small change first to make sure that your bells are good, and then I would start to work on the start. Easy. How are you all doing? Any questions?
Yeah, no idea what we're doing.
Okay. Oh, so but everybody has Mario kind of running. Yeah, cool. So the main thing is that I think would lead to some quick changes is if you view the ROM in the hex editor on LCU, then use the ROM map on or in the PDF to change keyboard with those values. And remember that the first value is the address of that change.
And go to
Gamepad config. How are y'all doing?
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think that some sounds are articulated. Ooh, yeah, so the count changes. So, the palette editor is kind of like RAM. If you save the game, it's not going to actually save any of the palette changes. However, the Nintendo has a very limited palette, as you see. And in the ROM map, I think the palette colors for all the shapes are actually articulated. So, for example, like if you want to change the sky color for overworld levels, in the ROM it's 5EO. And then you would plug in that color you've chosen for the sky, which is 01, maybe?
Yeah.
So if you can actually leave it exactly as is, but if you go to tools, or actually debug, and then hex edit, and then ROM, if you do the ROM, and then you need to go to, what did I say, 5E0. It's a little late down. So you're not 4, 5. Yeah, so right now it's set to what? You'd want to set it to like, or wait, what's the, do you have the PDF? So I think I have the palette in there. Yeah, so what's the color of the sky that you want to say? Like 3C? Yeah, so you change that 22 to 3C. Yeah, and then save that file, save ROM as, yeah, and then just call that like Mario, like Blue Sky or something. And that's just one change to see if you could do it, but you can go through all of the different palettes. But the thing is, rather than changing the palette table in emulator, now you're changing the palette that Mario is writing. It's tricky with Mario because the files are not saved as audio files. They're simulated like ideas. Oh yeah, so if you have to pick, if you go to your tools palette, or sorry, debug palette, and then oh no, you have tools palette. Okay, cool. So that's kind of one change, but you do it through the pushes, you can do close, yeah. So none of the stuff is RAM saved, but in RAM, you just look for where the music is changing and kind of where the music is stored. And to do that, what I would do is get a disassembled version of the game, and they have the music kind of stuffed out all over it. It's kind of beyond this workshop, but I would do it, yeah. And just like ping me on Discord, I can say it's pretty easy to do. And so this assembly is human commented, so every line says, so here's where we bring the music, here's what we want, this is how we work. So for this, just try and do some quick ROM edits. I mean, the sky is looking good, but I'm going to we got line groups. Oh, you all have line groups. It's like, it's just a game about oh no! And a very slow fall. So now, I think what we do here is, maybe the game over message needs to say something other than after you die 3 times from the first game. So one thing to look for is this is from that address to that address it says game over. But if you go back to the hexadecimal is not just going to say GA. So if you go to Data Crystal and look for Super Mario Brothers table, I think that's number 2. I think this one. This is the table is the hexadecimal that I'll use for the alphabet. Oh, nice. What do you have it breaking on? Right, so it looks like here it's storing a 30. Yeah, you know what 30 that sounds right. So what's more that's great. I might need to send me the shirt. Speaking of kind of game stuff, it's a shame. I've been doing grad classes kind of on these topics throughout the pandemic. Didn't line up probably.
No, it's just, I don't know, the grad program is currently in place of education right now. I'm cautioning that things will change. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm still going to be around in Davis next year, so I would love to, maybe, like, sit in a grad class, and, like,
you know what? If you that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to hear.
sorry for the mask. I didn't expect to stay out this long. I'm just working on it. But I don't really always wear masks. But yeah.
We have extras in the and you're welcome to hang out. We're just starting a workshop with live and from scratch from the hardware, and we're gonna play them all on the original NES in like 15 minutes. Do you know what?
I really want to see that. I've been exploring for my solution right now. But so maybe we'll see if maybe we'll come back out of the side. But yeah, I mean, there's actually like a poetry is the kind of thing that there's just so many things that I really am trying to do. So yeah, I'll listen.
Yeah, I there's a report. Thank you all.
Great, thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time to chat.
Yeah, nice talking to you. It's so strange, kind of being online for so long. It's the kind of chance encounters in the building that never happen.
Yeah. No, I know definitely. I mean, we're here, and like, you know, I'm friends with Dave and stuff, so it's like, yeah, but I mean, thank you so much, and, you know, I've had some cameras, and, you know, I think it'll work, and I come back for 2 minutes, so.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun to kind of see what people
Yeah.
kind of do.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Yeah, shoot me an email with your show date, and I'll send you all the
Yeah, if you ever want a tour, I'm happy to give you a tour, so, thank you.
Did you find out what address you're writing to? Check out, you might be able to just replace one mushroom. Check out this. Maybe just search through here. So that might be like a quicker way to it rather than changing how the actual store and mode work. You could see if you could change the model of what it actually was. How are y'all doing? Have you been able to make a change?
Because I think I just misunderstand some of like.
Oh yeah. So you want to change like Mario's game, for example?
Yeah, I saw like there's this like.
So 765.
So it's 765.
Yeah,
I thought it's like 7.
It's 765 to 769 because it's 5 letters.
Yeah.
But also open up a new window. This is what I was talking about. Did you? And then go to Data Crystal. Good. Perfect. Data Crystal Super Mario Bros. Tool. Yeah, hit that. So these are the hexadecimal values for these letters. So you could change out the M for whatever you want, the A for whatever you want.
Cool.
Or the changes going over here.
I think it's just
Yeah. That's the RAM. So this is the ROM. So then you go to the wherever the value of the sky is stored. Yeah, 005. Yeah. And then you can try typing in different things, but in my PDF I put the palette and all the values and colors if you want to change it. Yes. Nice work. Oh, good. Just to stretch things out. You can quickly redo those steps. Hey, yeah, so these are part of the level data, which if you look at
Right, and so now if we look at the debugger, we should see. Yeah, and so this line, this is a decrement. So right, like so something like that, or just if you turn that off. Yeah, we've never done it, just like the timer. So that might be the way it goes. And then when you play it on the console, you can see I don't know if it will actually work. Oh, that's looking really good. Excellent. My favorite kind of Mario. That's looking real good.
So long trying to figure out why the
I think that's a big draw for a few teams is the text and the color sky. Okay, good. I'm glad. How's it going for you? Okay. Yeah, for color, big text.
changes it to like because so I'm seeing how like the color part, like this, there's so only one bit. Yes, the factor. That's right. So it's a 16-bit. Okay. Yeah, I think I get it.
So yeah, the palette.
No, I get it. I get it.
The palette is usually just a single value for things like.
No.
So, and 3 tiles each way for brick wall jumping, that's just one color. With some of these, if we go up a little bit, for example, the color of these are the individual Marios. You go to Goombas here, that's 4 values. So it's from 18.3 up to 18.2, and you have to replace that 4, and that's probably the Goombas. They split Mario up into all of the one, so like all just one value. One for oh, that's like a beautiful.
Yeah, you can do it like
Okay, everyone, I need some files to start trickling in. The sooner you send me a file, the sooner we can start to play these games together. Even if you just made a single change and you haven't kind of completed your hack, just send me something so we can look at it together.
Hey Steph, what I might do is clean up tomorrow. What? I do, but I teach here for one class. Yeah, but it's okay. Okay.
With your .NES files attached, and I'll start to get them loaded up.
I should just for a moment maybe.
Likewise. Oh, and maybe when you send me your emails, maybe name your Mario something unique. Can I call your Shrek?
Yeah.
Okay, good. E, what do you want your game to be called?
Super Luigi.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay, good. When you send me your files, make it a good name so I know what it is. All right, calling all games. Calling all games. I have 2 in so far.
Time to send to Lemieux at UCGames.eu if you want to play them on original console.
Hi.
Hey. So we've never officially met in person, but I just wanted to say hi. I was in your class last quarter, and it was really nice.
In 172?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm glad you liked it.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that. I don't know if that was weird or not, but like.
Oh, so you're Athena. You're the other Athena.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I saw some of your work from 172.
You saw the 20-page paper, did you?
I certainly did.
I'm sorry.
No, it's great. I'm really glad that the class was useful. That's excellent.
Hello. I try to talk, yes.
200, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, right, when you visited for the esports week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so funny, like, actually meeting in person after spending so much time together, especially from our positions. We sometimes, like, don't recognize everybody.
Did you say 172?
Yeah, because you two were in the same class. Yeah. Shik, it's good to see you in person.
Yes. I wanted to say hi.
Yeah. Have we never met in person?
No.
It feels like we have, though, because we've done a lot of office hours and things.
And I'm like one of the few people who have their cameras on, so it's like.
That's true.
He's like, yeah, no, in person.
I especially enjoyed your final presentation. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. How's your year winding up?
To be honest, it's not that good.
Oh no.
I'm taking this one circuits class.
Oh.
And it's a mess. I'm basically failing right now.
Okay, so far I have Shrek, Super Luigi, Sky Purple, Among Us, and Soup Broken Mario. I can only wait for so long, so be sure to send something in.
Wait, who has the
Okay, that's okay. Just raise your hand if you haven't sent something. Okay, so Michael, yeah, are you almost?
My edit did not work.
Oh, it didn't. That's okay. So you can always send me something after the workshop. I like to make a little archive of each workshop so we can remember what people were working on.
I want to see them.
Yeah, I also really want to see them. Yeah, we're gonna lower the lights when we play them all. I got Jonathan's in the Blue Devil edition. Arthur, I got yours. Oh wait, Arthur, is this an update? An updated one, got it. Version 1.1.
I want to bring Emma to tomorrow's playtest. Is that
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love
thank
that.
you.
No problem. Okay, I got Mario's from Michael. Oh, and I've got the PP group in. And James, I just got yours. Okay, I might have to call it. So if you don't send it in by the time hey, Michael, what's yours called? Pink Morio World. Good. Okay, good. Oh my gosh, we have 9 ROM hacks. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Alright, let me see if I can get this equipment to work. Okay. So let's all right, so these are all the different workshops that I've ever done with this. So we've got stuff dating back 10 years. And our one that we did today is the GDAC 22. Oh, one second. I forgot how to load. Okay, so here are our games. So, I mean, if we were going to kind of make good on the workshop, we would split these in half, use the burner to burn them on your chips, sit them back in, but essentially we're just doing the same thing with a flashcard. Yeah, so we're just going to kind of march down one at a time. First up, the Among Us.net.
Who made this?
I see you. Yes. Oh, yes. Sussy. Pretty good. Excellent. Just enjoying it for a second before I press start. And we should have sound. And there was like a whole bunch of fish. All right. So, who made Sussy? Can you tell us a little bit about your hack?
We initially wanted to change the character mode, but we figured out a little bit too ambitious, so we just changed the color palette.
So, I don't think any team got into this, but the Tile Layer Pro is really, you just drag the game in and you can use it like MS Paint and change any of the graphics.
That would have been so cool.
So that would be like a good tweak to do if you want to kind of go further.
If you wanted to like it's super fast.
Yeah, if you do use Tile Player Pro and do new graphics, definitely send them to me.
I don't think we changed any gameplay. Maybe the fireballs were a little bit.
Oh, really?
If you do it, I'll give you a modest rank.
I mean, we don't know.
Let's give Sussy, we'll change the palettes and the name. Let's give Sussy a round of applause. Really nice work. Next up, good characters versus Mario.
Try to aim for the power flower.
Yeah.
Aim for the fire flower? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got G. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, for you want me to get a fire flower?
So our idea was what if Mario had a good protagonist, and so we made him Waluigi.
Oh right, good.
Yeah, but if you get him a fire flower, he gets better.
The thing is,
Oh, so close.
Waluigi has these jumps.
Yeah,
I'll try once more. Okay. I really want to get the fire flower.
You can try to like resand around that possibly.
Just don't run it. That would work.
I'm gonna play it safe. Are there enough mushrooms in the level?
there's one on top of it.
Oh, I know there's one up top. Is there one more that I could get fire flower? Or should I just
There's
reset?
3 total, but if you were to reset.
Let's try and get the easy one. Okay, but this payoff better be good because this is hard.
It'll be great. Everything you've ever dreamed.
All right. We're gonna play it safe.
Take your time.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh, please, Mario. No. Oh wait, if I just don't press anything. Ah. Okay. All right, we're gonna hang out under here.
Alright, thank
Okay.
Careful.
You are fans Undertale. Congratulations.
What was the change?
Sand.
That's it.
Okay, good. I'm glad that's what I worked so hard for. Raise your hand if you worked on that one, just so we know. Oh, really nice job, everyone. I'm glad Sam's made it to the workshop. All right, we've got Mario here. Michael, this is yours. So this is a solo effort. 3 changes, okay.
Like bigger wave, Mario.
The movement feels a little different. Has that been changed at all?
I might have changed the
Four changes.
I didn't get what I wanted to do. You try.
I just saw the little Among Us drawing up there and I was like, Michael, you added that? Excellent. Is there a change in the next level or? Okay. Did I miss one? Movement, Mario, and Mario Moral Time. I missed that second thing.
That's awesome. I love the pink. It's
Yeah, the
really
pink
nice.
is really good.
Color.
Let's give Michael a round of applause. Thank you very much.
That's cool.
I'm glad we're at Shrek.
I just need the 8-bit All-Star playing over here. Let's give a Keenan Camden around the block. Very good. These are not a disappointment. These are pretty solid first round. Who's a Sky Purple team? Oh, just a one person?
I also broke the movement. So
Okay. Oh yeah, there's no backsies. Oh, and no running. If I hold down B, the Mario just.
Turn back time.
What's the name of that abstract game? Like you just keep walking and you find. Yeah, passage.
Very good. The stop it's pretty nice. You can no momentum stops.
Oh.
Little Mario.
Counter Strike Pro Scale.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool.
Let's give a round of applause for the purple stop. Thanks very much. Excellent. So Blue Devil Edition, here we go. Who's part of this team? Lucas, you too? Or is it a single Jonathan?
You're just kind of watching.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what might be going on here? This might be like a palette, unless you didn't change the graphics of the text.
I just changed the color, so I don't know what.
Yeah, there might be like I think this is like a palette dithering thing with the display. Very interesting.
That's super cool.
Oh boy. Oh. So they're all bouncing.
They're like constantly squashed, and they're falling everywhere. They're invincible.
Wait, but one of them did die.
Yeah, I don't know how it died. I think it went in the pipe and it changed like its game state and it just killed itself.
Oh, interesting.
Because I think they traveled through walls.
I want the one up. We'll go a little bit further. That's very cool.
Try to
Oh, he jumped!
try to jump on. See how many times you can jump.
I wasn't good enough.
Get good.
Get good. Stay away. Hey!
Yeah, there's something about contact with the pipe, like
Yeah.
that was a state. Like a collision detection that.
Oh, the
Yeah.
mushrooms are bouncing.
Oh yeah, that also
Oh,
changes
okay.
all the enemies.
What?
Oh, we have to collide with each other.
They just killed each other.
Oh,
Wait, no, they're dying when they ran to the thing.
Very good. I mean, there's more bouncy ahead, but what I'll do is I'll send the GDAC officers this zip, and you can put them on the Discord as so you all can play them. So we've got, importantly, the PB group is left, which includes who? Okay, all right. Hold on. I have my eye on you all back there.
let's go.
World time. That wasn't because of a mechanic. That was just me being bad. That's the pressure of the P world. It's not pea soup like P-A. Should I go down the pipe? Okay. Looking not too pee down here.
In the sewer.
The sewer to me.
I think that the P is implicit.
That's right.
Inverse role.
Amazing.
That's so cool.
Really nice job. The P world. Y'all had to kind of undo or backtrack a little bit, right? Like you had added a few more things.
We tried to make him invincible, and we accidentally rewrote something that turned off the starting screen, and so you hit start and it would just be a black screen, and we were like, we can't turn that in.
Yeah, infinite storm mode will reach eventually.
Sweet. So we've got Super Luigi Bros. This is from the team on table 1. Here we go. Yes, finally.
Luigi time.
So nice to finally have a Luigi game.
And the background is a nice kind of midnight.
I'm gonna get the fire flower too, just to see.
Oh no.
Ah, revealed! Gotta turn back. Gotta turn back.
He's just wearing a suit.
Mario.
That is.
Very good. Let's give Luigi a Oh, were there more changes?
No, that's it.
That was good. And finally, we've got the Soup Broken Mario. What team is this? All right, here we go. Hey, that looks very Luigi-ish to me.
It's actually on my computer it looks like a black costume.
So not a sequel to Super Luigi.
Oh yeah.
The overalls are.
Ooh, there's something going on here.
So I think the score count is broken or something. And that was an intentional change.
There is some sort of like weird fuzz,
Yeah.
like weird graphical fuzz
Around Mario.
around each like
Shimmering.
entity.
So,
There it is.
So you have to do it without killing any enemies.
oh, is that what it is?
It's
Yeah, that's the I don't know how I broke it though.
Oh.
That's a fifth Mario.
Wait. That's very cool. So as soon as you hit an enemy, it's game over.
Yeah, like if you score like in a certain way, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was all trying to change the color of the costume.
I love this.
That's very interesting. And Michael, was that you mentioning like the fuzziness? Who was talking about the fuzziness?
Oh, I brought it up. There's something like around each entity there's like a slight fuzz
He's like, oh my god, what
going
am I
on.
Yeah, so some colors on the PPU are not colors. They're like artifacts of the NTSC color system. So some of them that look black aren't actually black. They're in fact like a negative polarity on a CRT screen that Nintendo suggests nobody uses. So they can produce interesting like sub effects. And every palette color actually has multiple modes depending on like how I can't remember how it's done on the CRT, but you can get 2 different shades for every palette. So there's some like deeper things that you can go into. Blacker than black is possible, but let's give a round of applause to everybody in the world. Thanks very much for your patience and attention throughout the whole workshop. Really great job. And thanks to GF for hosting the event.
Yeah, thank you for setting it up. Very fun.
Thanks everyone.
It's a game jam now weekend, right?
No worries about it.
Yeah, Game Jam Friday through Sunday, right?
I was,
Hey.
so I remember that our conversation about music last class, and
Yeah.
there was one artist that I cannot believe I forgot to suggest, but one artist that I take a lot of inspiration from. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very good. It's Diltzik, like DLTZK.
Oh.
Yeah, very good artists. They make they're like kind of like. It's like it's kind of messy, but it's like more like poppy and like it's like pop production.
Oh,
That's
cool.
like very loud and electronic, but also with like very like Toby Fox melodies. But
Oh, awesome.
yeah, very good.
Have you posted that in the
I
music
can, I
racks?
can send their not Discord or SoundCloud.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it in music racks. I've been listening through everything, and we'll definitely kind of peruse it after the quarter's over.
Yeah, they recently made the hard pivot to emotional guitar music. So.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, and they're also really like they kind of like invented this genre of like mashup music kind of that like got like people, well, not really invented a genre, it's just more people were cloning them a bunch. And it's like the one thing is like it's like a bunch of mashup music.
Oh, cool.
That's like put with their own like sound design and stuff.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's very neat. I can link both of their pages.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't believe I forgot to mention that. And
Oh yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
I can let. Okay.
Oh, no problem.
Thanks so much for the workshop.
No problem. Yeah, I hope it was useful, Eli. See you tomorrow. Oh, thanks everyone. Yeah, see you tomorrow. See you, Tina.
Yeah, basically, I wanted to ask you, I remember you telling me next year you're not going to be here.
Not as much. Yeah, a little in the fall, but I won't be teaching any classes next year.
Okay, and in spring, what classes are going to be teaching? 'Cause, like, I definitely want to take one of your classes at least.
Yeah, so in the 23 to 24 school year, I'll be doing my 172 again, but you've already taken that, and I'll be doing. I'll be doing 175, which is an intro to digital game development. It's like a Unity game development studio, which you'd be more than welcome to join. I'll also be doing either a music class or that Minecraft class idea, which I think would be pretty fun. Especially if multiple people wanted to do that, I'd be kind of interested in that. And then I might be doing a senior game design studio, like if you want to do, and that will be a 1 hour per quarter for the whole year class, where it's a small group of seniors working on one game each for the whole year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not wrong, the 175 class is the same class you're teaching this quarter?
That's right.
Because I was thinking of taking Professor McCoy's 189L,
Yeah.
ECS one.
Yep.
I wasn't able to get it in this quarter. Like, I couldn't take either your class or his class.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, if you took
I had-
Josh's class next year and then wanted to do 175 your senior year, that might work really well. Because 175, like, it's not focused as much on the comp side. It's more thinking about like the history of small games and
I see.
and then making a bunch. Each student is responsible for making 4 games.
Okay. That's nice. It's like, I want to, like, I definitely want to take more of your classes.
Yeah. I would love to do more work with you, Kaushik, for sure.
So I just want to like see what you have offered, so that like if I have conflicts or something, I can take another one.
Why don't you send me and I'll try and say all my classes for your senior year.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and we could also make an office hours either this quarter or in the fall to kind of chat about this more.
Okay, that's cool. And senior design project? Yeah. How is that?
So, it's a bit of an experimental class, kind of for folks who have taken all the game classes at Davis. So it's a bit like thought of as like an advanced kind of capstone or portfolio class where you're making kind of one final game as well as kind of touching up the rest of your work.
Okay.
So most of the people who are taking it have done like a lot of game classes. But if you were to do kind of Josh's classes next year and then picked up some of mine in the final year, I think it would be a possibility. Oh, thanks very much. Hope it was useful.
Okay.
of like maybe figure out a game plan that would work for you.
I'll definitely email you. What do you have like office hours? I'm not in this office.
Yeah, if you email me, I'll send you the sign up for my office hours.
Okay,
Like,
that's
it's basically just like a Google sheet like last time. I just
Okay.
it's been sent to all my classes and they're not there.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Professor. I'll definitely email
No
you.
problem. Thanks for coming to the workshop. See you later. Hey, y'all, I might drop by and do all the cleaning in the morning, so no need to kind of hang out. Rescrewing is definitely helpful.
And then I figured the other stuff you have the system. So
Yeah, I'll be putting everything away probably tomorrow.
Yeah, also, Patrick, where's best to talk to you for getting numbers for pizza?
We can just do it in a DM.
Okay, sounds good.
If you want to be the one to kind of like pick up the pizza from the driver, that would be
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Alright, let's switch. Admin topic.
You can drive the work confident?
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, how do you put a NES cartridge together?
Oh, it's in that thing.
You did that, right?
Yeah.
Close it?
I mean, I had it like that the whole time. Is it upside down?
I'm not exactly sure. This is the interesting one.
It looks like he's got a snap fit, but it does not have a snap fit.
They might like kind of slot in. Either that or it's a mismatch. Yeah, I would pull this
But they have like a certain couple.
boom. I'm gonna grab those decks.
How do you put these together, sir?
Actually, this one is this one's super weird.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be in my. This is like a mistake to include this one in my as an example. I actually don't know how to put it in here. That's very weird.
Cameron, maybe leave that one open because I'll get rid of it in my demos because that's like not.
I can put it in the bathroom for now.
Okay, I guess.
That was not useful.
Also, quick question.
Yeah.
Is this something like Josh might be doing an in-person not workshop, I should say. In-person example for forming teams? You have the slides possibly, and I made up a version of that again. But you said like, Josh is going to help us form teams or something? Yeah.
He's done that in the past.
Okay.
You know, I feel like maybe you should tell him.
Yeah, we might be online, right?
Online?
Well, some people are going to be joining the game thing online.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. At least that was my assumption because the first we talked about it being online as an option, like hybrid mode. You don't have to even do it for mode.
Yeah, I almost feel like opening ceremony attendance is just in person to make things easier, and then people join things.
Maybe we make that clear. We can maybe record it somehow. My issue with that though is really people think it's going to be all online, or not all online, but like hybrid. So what else people are going to do? They don't have to show up and get to it.
There's another screen.
You know, it's like IKEA furniture. We just pretend there's no
There's not a lot of people.
So Zelda originally did have screws.
They can't make it in person.
This Mario,
Yeah.
yeah, I might.
That's the problem.
And actually,
maybe-
it might be able to mix
What
up.
can we do about it?
Yeah. Because Mario, I think, used to have.
It could like how many people
So that one
and
has
they could just
two.
form a team. I feel like it's gonna
So the jump cut cards all
Yeah.
like produce.
You want to
You know what, y'all? Don't worry about screwing it together because
so I can go through
for
it.
educational purposes, I use certain kind of screws on certain cartridges.
Okay.
So we don't want to use flathead screws on this one. So it might be a bit confusing.
But maybe not the ending either. 'Cause we're not
It's like damage the threading.
I said
No, it doesn't damage the threading. It's just
Yeah, but then you have like one extra.
Yeah, there's a lot of complications with that. And then he's gonna watch this thing. I feel like this is not allowing virtual
It's like the
in the
famous.
beginning.
This is.
A lot of extra.
And that was it, right?
I'll update the schedule. We have time to update it more than we later. And you can normally say the schedule.
Oh, in there?
You can just,
Yeah.
That would be perfect for Mario.
I'll make sure that it's like, if you're not able to attend, you
Wait.
can
There's still like one.
in person.
No, we're just sealing for that.
As soon as we're not watching it, I'll just.
I mean, advanced borrowing.
Man, Zelda's supposed to have gold screws, but I think I want them somewhere.
Oh, this is so much.
So it's breaking.
Yeah.
We're already tired.
Oh, that's a sweet, because we always lose a screw or two, or three, or four.
Oh
yeah.
I think we'll just have to do that then, you know. I'll update it.
Yeah, there's like
Perfect.
This table is complete if you want to gently
Hybrid,
screw
I'll
these
update it. I'll find it in there.
How those look?
yeah, and the extra.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
This table is perfect.
Yeah.
This table is perfect. 5 deck nut screws. You don't know how many deck nut screws I now have.
No longer duck hunt.
How did you all do with putting these back together?
Oh, these do
That one's great.
2 extra mixers.
Ooh. 2 extra security screws.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do it all this more.
Wait, so what's in this duck hunt?
Hopefully duck hunt.
Oh. Do we just have a clean duck hunt around?
So
Interesting.
Could be Mario.
Yeah, is it Martin?
put it in the Nintendo.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good there.
Alright, I think we're going to call it for the night, y'all. But thanks very much for helping me put everything away.
I'll put the chair in the right spot at least. I don't know how these go.
Oh yeah, the big chairs go in the office.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's what we do for people who are gonna remotely attend for like our desk and speakers.
Put them up on the projector.
Okay.
That one's a little easier.
Yeah.
But then everyone's watching.
I friends said they were gonna ask the manager and the response yet.
How do you feel for timing this time?
Absolutely.
Oh good. I let the soldering go on a little long, but I think they needed it. So.
You ended at 9 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah.
So it can definitely be done in 3 hours. You just have to be.
I did do it in 3 hours. I think I normally do it in 3 hours.
It feels like sometimes we run
Late?
a little bit. Yeah.
But this time it didn't feel rushed at the end.
No. It felt super comfortable.
Okay.
I think maybe at some point you explain what hexadecimal is.
Right.
And that takes up like a
Yeah, I need
it's
to.
useful, but maybe not.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Yeah, of course.
I love hexadecimal stuff, but I don't think you need it at this point.
Oh, see you, Matthew. Thanks for coming by. Thanks so much for your help. I appreciate it.
I can talk to it. I just feel bad that I already updated that like
screw
twice
these in,
this
huh?
gonna happen in
I didn't?
hybrid mode. But I gotta like go back on it now.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes on my own.
Yeah.
Can't leave it all over.
Let me see other people come.
What are y'all thinking?
What's that?
Are y'all struggling to figure out the format stuff?
The issue, like, we were realizing from the role game jam, it's a
Yeah.
matter of, we have some people who wanted to attend remotely for the open voting ceremony, which is kind of rough to do, I think, practical,
Yeah.
Josh wanted to do like a post-it note workshop thing for setting up teams.
Yeah. But in person, right?
But in person.
Yeah, he likes to do it in person. And
Yeah.
actually, I will bring our big post-it notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we have like a big post-it note that are sticky, and you can stick them on the walls.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Michael Neff uses in the Mac lab to put up all
Why
that.
not wrap them already?
No, but I'll bring them tomorrow when I come in, so y'all can use those if you want.
And
like,
there's a thing in the mod lab that we can borrow.
Yeah.
Easel, 'cause we don't have the easel.
Well, I think what we do is you give each team,
Oh, it's
or give
really
each
down.
person one of these big things,
Yeah.
and then they would stick it onto the wall.
Yeah.
And Josh knows how to do all that stuff. But yeah, for the online people, you could, speaking of online, you could just log into one of these computers,
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
open up a Zoom, that's the same Zoom that the people will be zooming in to get up there, but
Yeah.
you could point this out and just have, what I do is I connect this mic to it so they can kind of hear,
Okay, I think like.
which is kind of annoying, but you know, and then for their things, instead of posting notes, just have them do a Google slide like y'all do when you do collaborative.
You already have like community servers, but that's actually not an idea, because we use that